Let me go over the structures on this eye model. When we look at the anterior of the eye, we see a clear structure that's called the cornea. Cornea has to be clear to let light in. Sometimes it's called the window of the eye. If you look in very carefully through the cornea, you will see the colored portion of the eye. That is called the iris. The iris is really a muscle that when it constricts, it's going to cause the pupil, which is the hole, to be smaller, or when it relaxes and dilates, the hole will be larger. This behind the cornea and in front of the iris is considered the anterior chamber of the eye. This white of the eye is called the sclera. So we have the white, that's the sclera. We have the clear window, that's the cornea. We have the colored portion of the eye, which is a muscle called the iris, which regulates the opening, the pupil. So let's go inside of the eye. So we can see that behind the iris, which is the colored part that regulates the hole, that's the pupil, is going to be the lens. And so you can see this kind of disc behind. It really should be two-sided, but it is a disc that's behind the iris. This is what's going to focus the light on our retina. When I take that out, you can see this set of muscles. It's called the ciliary muscles in bodies, and because of suspensory ligaments, they will actually pull on the lens to change its, to make it thinner or to relax and make it thicker. Now when the light comes through the cornea, through the pupil that's surrounded by the iris, it's going to come into this back chamber, and it's going to hit this inner membrane that's called the retina. The retina has rods and cones. Now if we were to pull back the retina, which we'll be able to do when we dissect the eye, we can see that there's a middle layer that's called the choroid coat, and it's very colorful. It's black but yet iridescent, so colorful choroid coat. And then we have the sclera on the outside. So from superficial to deep, it is sclera, choroid coat, retina. Now, if you notice at the back, right behind where the pupil opening, where the light will hit the retina, that is called the fovea centralis, and that's where you have the best visual acuity. But right over from it, this is where the optic nerve will go out and where all the nerves converge, and so that's sometimes called the optic disc or the blind spot, and we'll be able to see that as well on the dissected eye.